Hey guys, Dr. Maddy here, back with 5 more exercises to put into your routine, especially when you're at home working from your desk. So, first one we're going to do is some what we call abduction shoulder circles. So the main thing we want to make sure is we're sitting nice and tall. We want to make sure those shoulders are over the hips and then the head is back over the shoulders. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our hands in a prayer position right in front of us. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring our hands all the way up till our arms are straight, and then we're going to bring our arms around, kind of think like goalposts, and we're going to make sure that our elbows are even with our shoulders and bring it back down. So super simple. Again, we're going to come to that prayer position. We're going to come all the way up, around, making sure we're stretching out those shoulders and making sure you're not hunching forward or you're not pushing your neck forward, and coming around. So you're going to want to do these about 3 to 5 circles, just nice and slow like this. You want to do them about every 30 minutes. So especially if you're doing some desk work at home, this is going to be a great thing to help open up the chest and the shoulders. So typing, obviously we're all on computers and social media and phones, tablets, all of that. So what can happen a lot, even too, actually with using a mouse. So that's going to cause a lot of cramping in the hand, which can actually cause some tendonitis in the elbow. So how we want to get rid of tendonitis in the elbow is we actually want to stretch the wrist. So the first thing that we're going to do is wrist extensions. So we're going to bring our fingertips back and we're going to pull with our other hand. We're going to hold this position. Now we want to make sure this elbow is nice and straight. You don't want to fully lock it out, but you don't want it bent at all because this doesn't do anything. So you should feel a stretch underneath here. With your top hand, you're pulling those fingertips back just a little bit just to make sure you get that stretch there. So this position you're going to want to hold for 20 to 30 seconds. You're going to want to probably repeat it about 3 times in order to make sure that you get the full stretch that you want. Now, we've stretched one direction, we want to make sure we stretch the other direction. So now we're going to bring our hand down. Okay, again, keeping the elbow nice and straight. We're going to push down on the front of our hand now instead, or I should say the back of the hand now. And this is going to make it so you're going to feel a stretch all along the top here, especially like tennis players, racquetball players, any sort of grip type of sport. When you get tendonitis, again, it's because you're over gripping, because when you grip, all of those muscles attach right here. So that's where we want to stretch, again, this wrist out. So stretching again, 20 to 30 seconds. You're going to want to do that about 3 times in a succession, and that's going to help when I'd say I'd probably do it roughly hourly. At minimum, I would do it probably twice a day, mid-morning break, mid-afternoon break. So we've got the arm circles coming around. We've got both the extension and flexion in the wrists. So next thing we're going to do is called seated scapular motion. So our shoulders, again, we're hunched forward. We want to bring those back. So we're going to sit nice and tall again. We want our arms down at our sides, palms open. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. So what you're going to do is you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then you're going to relax them and squeeze them together. Now mind you, my shoulders aren't coming up, they're coming back. The other thing is my head's not going forward, it's staying nice and neutral. The only thing that's moving are my shoulder blades. So you should feel like you're trying to squeeze, like you're trying to hold a $100 bill in between your shoulders. You really want to open that chest up so that everything that's so tight from being crunched together gets a nice good stretch. So that you're going to want to be holding for about, again, 30 seconds. You're going to want to do about 3 of them, and I would do, again, probably at least twice a day, if not once every about 30 minutes when you're working. And the last thing, this is something that's probably super familiar for any athlete, probably even, we used to do this in high school gym class. So just cross the arm stretch. So nice shoulder stretch. You feel it through the back here, through the top portion of the arm and the shoulder. So just making sure we're supporting that elbow and just bringing the shoulder nice and across. Now make sure it's not all the way down here, not all the way up here. We're just going directly across that shoulder line. And just a nice gentle pull. That's all it takes. Nothing major. Again, holding this for about 30 seconds. You're going to do about 3 to 4 depending on how tight you are. And again, 2 to 3 times a day. If you're really tight, I would probably do it hourly. And then once you start to open up everything, you want to make sure, and you want to make sure you always do both sides, you want to make sure that you are keeping up with everything. Sorry, I totally lost my train of thought with all of that. So both sides. At minimum, like I said, I do 2 to 3 times a day. I would do it hourly, and then once things start to open up and stretch out, then you can bring it down to about 2 to 3 times a day. So I hope this is helpful for all of you. So the video that I shot on Tuesday and then this one today, you've got 5 different exercises. They're really only going to take you about 90 seconds to do. So these are really good things to just rotate through. Do one set one day, do one set the next day. If you're feeling really good or you're really tight, you could do all 10 right in a row, and it's going to do some really good things to help open up all this, because this is really what I'm seeing right now is everyone that's stuck at home working from their kitchen table, or maybe doesn't have the best desk setup at home. We've got a lot of neck and shoulder pain coming in, and we really want to try to alleviate that, because that's going to just stumble into more headaches. We're going to then get wrist pain, elbow pain, all of that stuff, and that's really what we want to avoid, especially because spring is finally here, so everyone wants to go outside and do some fun activities, of course, while still practicing social distancing. So any questions, comments, please leave them below. Please share this with your friends and family. This is great for everyone, and even after we get through everything that's happening, this is just great habits to have. If we build good habits now, then when this pandemic has calmed down and lessened, you already have those great habits to build upon, and now things just roll and become that much easier, and you're just that much healthier. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you have had a wonderful Thursday, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.